This is a massive compilation of my videos where I've brought everything together into one list of the 30 biggest Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 games of 2026. If you want the full picture of what's coming next year, this video has it all. Cult of the Lamb. Woolhaven unfolds as a full-length paid expansion that carries the unmistakable tone and identity of the original game while boldly pushing its world into colder, more mysterious territory. Announced during Gamescom 2025 and officially scheduled for release on January 22nd, 2026 on Nintendo Switch. This DLC draws your cult leader away from familiar lands and into a snow-covered mountain region steeped in forgotten history. Here, a long-lost god calls out from the shadows, summoning you to rebuild a vanished flock and uncover secrets that have been buried beneath ice and silence for generations. The narrative expands into a deeper, more layered story arc, introducing fresh challenges, dangerous new enemies, and meaningful gameplay additions. Ranching systems come into play, the ancient lore of Lambkind begins to unravel piece by piece, and the ruined town of Woolhaven itself becomes a central focus as you work to restore it to its former glory. Cozy Caravan arrives on Nintendo Switch on January 8th, 2026 with its full 1.0 release, bringing with it a warm, heart-centered traveling merchant adventure that blends life sim comfort with gentle exploration. After spending time in early access on PC and earning praise for its charming world and relaxed pace, the game now rolls onto Switch fully realized. You set out alongside your best friend Bubba and a helpful giant bumblebee, journeying through a beautifully cozy world inside a customizable caravan that becomes both your home and your livelihood. Along the way, you gather resources, craft a wide variety of goods, cook comforting meals, sew outfits, set up market stalls, and form genuine connections with townsfolk, each carrying their own stories and personalities.
It's a relaxed, slow-paced way of life, of kindness. Meet our lovable residents, running around with a giant bumblebee all day. Feel more relaxed.
Cassette Boy presents itself as a charming pixel art puzzle RPG, but beneath its deceptively simple look lies one of the most fascinating gameplay concepts of the year. Scheduled for release on January 15th, 2026 on Nintendo Switch via the eShop, the game builds its entire experience around a mind-bending idea. Objects, enemies, and even parts of the world only exist when they are being observed. The Perfect Pencil steps far beyond the boundaries of a traditional platformer, delivering a surreal psychological adventure centered on fear, growth, and self-discovery. Launching digitally on Nintendo Switch on January 29th, 2026, the game places you in the role of John, who awakens inside a strange hand-drawn kingdom where reality feels fragile and distorted. Every environment and character seems as though it has leapt directly from the pages of a living sketchbook, creating a world that is as unsettling as it is mesmerizing. Gameplay merges classic action platforming with deep exploration and tense boss encounters, while the narrative bends and reshapes itself to mirror John's inner struggles. Unique mechanics allow you to analyze the world around you, uncovering hidden lore, revealing branching paths, and even altering how non-playable characters and objects behave based on what you have learned.
A caress, a place to drown, or
Big Hops leaps onto Nintendo Switch on January 12th, 2026 via the eShop as an ambitious 3D action platformer bursting with personality and inventive design. You take control of Hop, a lovable frog who finds himself mysteriously kidnapped by a trickster spirit known as Dis, and thrown into a vast, surprise-filled world. At the heart of the experience lies a deep movement system that encourages creativity and momentum, allowing Hop to jump freely, wall run, free climb, and swing using his tongue like a grappling hook. His long tongue also serves as a versatile tool for pulling objects, activating switches, and navigating environments in imaginative ways. Adding a clever layer of interaction, the game introduces plantable veggies that actively reshape the world, turning mushrooms into bounce pads or apples into custom swing points, making each area feel dynamic rather than rigidly linear. ReSetna launches on Nintendo Switch on January 31st, 2025, delivering a 2.5D Metroidvania action-adventure set in a bleak post-apocalyptic future where humanity no longer survives in flesh and blood, but only as fragmented data and fading circuits. You take control of ReSetna, a biomechanical warrior awakened with a singular purpose: to rescue what remains of humanity and put an end to a destructive rogue signal that is tearing the world apart from within. The journey unfolds across 7 hostile zones, each filled with relentless combat encounters, demanding precision challenges, and brutal boss battles that test both skill and strategy. Progression moves beyond traditional leveling systems, instead offering a chip-based upgrade grid that allows you to customize abilities, combat styles, and exploration tools to suit your approach. I Am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survival arrives digitally on Nintendo Switch on January 8, 2026, offering a refreshing and unexpectedly comforting take on the survival genre. Set in a flooded, ruined city reclaimed by silence and water, the game begins with you waking up alone on a rooftop, not to face constant danger, but to slowly build a warm and livable refuge amid the remnants of civilization. Instead of harsh survival mechanics, the focus shifts toward creating a comfortable camp filled with farms, gardens, furniture, crafting stations, and a wide range of homey equipment designed to make life feel peaceful again. The Switch version includes a dedicated story mode alongside expanded base building systems, dynamic weather, relationship mechanics, exploration, farming, fishing, crafting, and cooking.
I wanna keep exploring, so I'll keep upgrading. I made a base on the ruins that stand, reminding me of wild sense of humor. I give them credit for avoiding politics and
Go Kart Island speeds onto Nintendo Switch on January 9, 2026, reimagining kart racing as a full-fledged open-world adventure complete with a story-driven campaign. You play as Lachlan, a determined Highland cow with a bold dream of becoming the go-kart champion of the island. A goal that first requires raising an entry fee of 1,000 coins. To earn it, you explore a vibrant tropical island packed with races, challenges, and odd jobs that blend competition with discovery. The game merges classic kart racing mechanics with free roaming exploration, featuring 34 story events, more than 150 collectibles, and a colorful cast of 32 animal racers ranging from giraffes to turtles and sheep. The open world invites players to progress at their own pace, jumping into time trials, delivery tasks, special events, and side challenges scattered across the island. Kejora is set to arrive digitally on Nintendo Switch on January 15th, 2026, following a slight delay of about 1 week from its earlier planned date, and brings with it a hand-drawn cinematic puzzle platformer adventure rooted in emotion and atmosphere. You step into the role of Kejora, a young heroine who discovers that her peaceful village is trapped inside a mysterious time loop, endlessly repeating the same day. Alongside 2 companions, each equipped with unique abilities, Kejora must unravel the truth behind the loop, using teamwork to overcome obstacles, solve environmental puzzles, and uncover hidden secrets woven into the world. The game's visuals are brought to life through frame-by-frame animated art, giving every scene the feel of a living illustration and enhancing its storybook quality. Exploration and narrative take equal priority with platforming challenges, supported by expressive characters and richly detailed landscapes. Touhou Blossom Blade arrives on Nintendo Switch via the eShop on January 22nd, 2026, with pre-orders opening around January 15th, 2026, marking the modern return of a classic action-heavy bullet hell experience. Set within the Touhou Project universe, this remastered title was originally released in 2011 as a doujin game under the name Yu Yu Kengeki Musu, and now re-emerges with updated visuals, refined controls, selectable difficulty levels, and full English localization. For many players, this marks the first official opportunity to experience the game on contemporary platforms. You take on the role of Konpaku Yumu, a disciplined sword-wielding gardener and martial practitioner determined to prove her strength by facing Hakure Reimu, the legendary shrine maiden known throughout Gensokyo for resolving supernatural incidents. Starsand Island unfolds as a warm, inviting life simulation adventure crafted for players who crave a gentle, unhurried rhythm. The kind of experience where time seems to slow down and every small moment matters. You arrive on a tranquil archipelago bursting with color and possibility, and from the very first steps, the game hands you complete freedom to shape your own version of a perfect life. You can tend your fields under soft sunlight, cast a fishing line into calm waters, strike up friendships with quirky and charming island residents, wander freely across the open sandbox world, or even let romance blossom naturally through heartfelt interactions. The game radiates animated indie charm, often drawing comparisons to Stardew Valley and My Time at Portia, yet it confidently stands on its own thanks to its relaxed pacing and vibrant, expressive art style. Lil Gator Game in the Dark is the major expansion for the beloved Lil Gator game, the charming 3D platformer that captured players with its sense of wonder, playful exploration, and pure, uncomplicated joy. The original game became a fan favorite thanks to its colorful visuals, thoughtfully designed islands, and its irresistibly lovable Gator protagonist, inviting players to explore, take on quests, and simply enjoy the feeling of adventure. In the Dark expands that world further, introducing new areas to discover, fresh secrets hidden in the shadows, and additional twists designed to deepen the overall experience and keep exploration feeling exciting and surprising. While Nintendo has not yet revealed an exact release date for the Switch version, the expansion is officially scheduled to arrive sometime in 2026, and will also be included in the upcoming Gator of the Year edition, a special bundle that brings together the base game and this new chapter into one complete adventure. Gecko Gods is an upcoming indie puzzle adventure platformer built entirely around exploration, calm atmospheres, and nature-driven discovery, offering an experience that feels both peaceful and quietly mysterious. You step into the role of a tiny gecko navigating a lush, enigmatic island world filled with ancient ruins, hidden pathways, and secrets shaped by time and nature itself. Movement is at the core of the experience, as you climb walls, ceilings, and sheer cliffs with natural gecko agility, weaving through environments that reward curiosity and observation. Puzzles are gently integrated into temples and caves designed to feel intuitive rather than punishing, encouraging players to think, explore, and experiment at their own pace. Your journey takes you across a forgotten archipelago, sailing between islands aboard a small wooden boat while uncovering the remnants of a long-lost civilization. Fallen Tier. The Ascension is a beautifully hand-drawn 2D Metroidvania action-adventure developed by Winter Crew Studios and published by CMD Studios, blending emotional storytelling with deep exploration and skill-driven combat. You play as Hira, a mysterious boy drawn into a journey to uncover his forgotten past while striving to restore balance to the mystical world of Rawa, a realm slowly collapsing in the aftermath of divine upheaval. The game weaves together JRPG-inspired narrative depth with interconnected world design, where your choices influence how the world responds to you. As you explore sprawling biomes filled with secrets and hidden paths, you face ferocious beasts, corrupted gods, and formidable enemy bosses, each encounter testing your mastery of combat and movement. Nevergrave. The Witch and the Curse is an indie Metroidvania and roguelike action-adventure that fuses fast-paced combat, exploration, and a strikingly original possession mechanic into a bold 2D experience. Rather than directly controlling a traditional protagonist, you exist as a Cursed Hat, a supernatural entity capable of possessing defeated enemies and harnessing their unique abilities, opening up creative possibilities both in combat and puzzle solving. Your journey takes you through procedurally generated dungeons packed with magic, intricate puzzles, and relentless enemies, where every run offers new layouts and challenges. As you grow stronger, you gather loot and magical items that expand your power, while resources collected between dungeon runs allow you to rebuild and develop a ruined village, craft weapons and food, and carefully prepare for the next descent into danger. Mariachi Legends is a pixel art, combat-driven Metroidvania that immerses players in a vibrant world inspired by Mexican culture and folklore, blending myth, mystery, and action into a richly stylized experience. You step into the role of Pablo Cruz, a detective whose fate becomes entwined with death herself after striking a dangerous deal that grants him supernatural powers. Transformed into the formidable La Sombra, Pablo is tasked with hunting down a fugitive who dared to defy death's realm, setting him on a path filled with violence, revelation, and otherworldly encounters. The gameplay revolves around brutal, fast-paced combat paired with precise platforming and deep exploration across a sprawling world where shifting times of day alter environments and influence enemy behavior. Lifted presents itself as a cinematic 2.5D puzzle platform adventure with a strong narrative focus, developed by the indie team at Adventure Works and driven by personality, humor, and time-bending spectacle. You play as Ari, a laid-back slacker whose ordinary life is abruptly derailed when he becomes tangled in a time-traveling heist orchestrated by his eccentric professor, all in a desperate attempt to win love and possibly save history itself. Gameplay centers on fluid movement through swinging, climbing, and carefully designed environmental puzzles, all wrapped in a bright, adventurous tone. Your journey unfolds across multiple eras, accessed through the unpredictable Anytime Elevator, a strange device that drops you into wildly different moments in time, from pirate-infested seas to roaring industrial futures.
Moment where the sands will shift under our very feet, where down is
Profani Battista Bersoni!
Hell of an Office is a first-person precision platformer that transforms the soul-crushing monotony of office life into a literal hellscape of chaos, speed, and dark humor. You find yourself trapped inside the infernal workplace of Hello Corporation, where mundane office tools become deadly hazards and every cubicle feels like a cruel joke designed to keep you imprisoned. Your objective is simple, yet brutally demanding. Escape an endless maze of desks, traps, fire, and absurdly hostile office architecture. The game's core revolves around high-speed, speed-running style movement, demanding mastery of rocket jumps, air dashes, grappling with necktie hooks, and chaining together wild parkour maneuvers at blistering pace. Ari Buktu and the Anytime Elevator is a cinematic 2.5D puzzle platform adventure that blends old-school charm with playful humor and a strong sense of nostalgic adventure. You play as Ari, a high school student whose life takes an unexpected turn after being dragged into a time-traveling escapade by his eccentric professor, Lionel Raventhorpe, following a disastrous experiment involving a homemade device known as the Anytime Elevator. This strange invention propels you across different historical eras, throwing you into settings like the crumbling tombs of ancient Egypt, where platforming challenges and environmental puzzles await at every turn. Gameplay emphasizes chaining together wall jumps, grappling mechanics, and rhythm-based climbing as you navigate richly designed levels filled with obstacles and secrets.
Where the sands will shift under our very feet, where down is back and up is
on the puzzle platforming adventure of a lifetime.
Be the same again!
Dracamar is an upcoming 3D action-adventure platformer set within a magical island world deeply inspired by Catalan culture and folklore, delivering a colorful and heroic journey designed to appeal to players of all ages. The story follows a group of youthful heroes, Caliu, Fok, and Esperna, who are thrust into a quest to explore and reunite a world torn apart into scattered islands. Their mission is to confront the evil dragon King Krad and his forces, whose presence threatens the balance of this vibrant realm. Gameplay blends classic action-adventure elements, including running, jumping, combat against enemies, puzzle solving, and the collection of energy-charged Moki Balls used to rebuild bridges and reconnect the fragmented landscape.
Down the wide, open road, I raced faster than everyone else. For the very first time, I baked the perfect pie.
Escape from Ever After is shaping up to be a storybook-style adventure that feels like stepping inside a living fairy tale and then desperately trying to escape
Where
it.
do you see yourself
You
in
move
5
through a
years?
twisting,
Darn
narrative-driven world built
Our
from fairy
shareholders
tale
back in
realms
the
that
real
refuse
world
to stay
have
still,
never
where
been
classic
happy.
storybook charm collides with wild, almost surreal set pieces.
cheap labor and
Paper-cut
profit
landscapes
for
unfold,
ladder.
shift, and
And
transform
maybe
as
you'll
you
even get
explore,
promoted.
turning the environment itself
And we
into
want
part
it
of
to
the
be had.
storytelling.
That's why
Platforming
Ever
and
After
puzzle
Inc.
solving
is
are woven
expanding from
directly
the
into this
real
whimsical
world.
journey,
And we'll be
pushing
sending
you to
you
think
on
creatively
dangerous
as you
business
evade
trips
dangers
across
pulled
a
straight
vast
from
network
fairy
of
tales
storybook
gone wrong,
forums. We're a
stories that
family
have taken
here
a
at
darker,
Ever After Inc.
sideways turn.
Perform well.
The entire experience
I'm
leans into
equipped to
that
transform these
handcrafted,
timeless
illustrated
tales
feeling, and
into
with its
commercially
Nintendo
viable
Switch version launching as
enterprises.
part of a
Trying
wider
to
multi-platform
sabotage the
release,
company
the game
from
clearly
within.
embraces a
You
handheld-friendly
would
design
not.
that lets
Your
this
job here
enchanted
is
escape
simple.
unfold
You'll have
anywhere
your
you
very
play.
own office, of course. And you'll team up with an exceptional team of cross-departmental fairy tale colleagues. Stop there. Ever After Inc. is expanding into storybooks of all Learn to leverage their unique skills and take part in high-risk
Card-en-Ciel blends
The
roguelike
virtual
card battling
detective
with dungeon
Neon
crawling
dives in
a way that
when a
looks
dash
charming on
to
the
a
surface
character
but
from an
hides surprising
in-universe
depth
game.
underneath. You step into the
The
role of
full
Neon,
voice come
a
meet
virtual
their
world
conditions,
detective diving
adding
headfirst
powerful
into a funky
support
VR
effects.
universe packed with glitchy game realms,
Walk straight to
each
the
one
boss
bursting
when
with
you're ready.
personality. At its core, the experience revolves around
It's
deck
not
building,
just the
but
fictional
this is
games.
no ordinary
Easy
card game.
creates
Featuring over
characters
300
appear as
unique cards,
over 10
more
different
than 50
dungeons
vocal
feature
tracks that turn
stories,
every run into
characters,
something fresh
and
and
boss.
unpredictable.
Asks
Each
for help.
attempt sends you through a sequence of arenas inspired by different
Walk
game
around
worlds,
dungeon
where
bars, come
success
alive
depends
in
on
your
building
hand,
the right deck on the
even
fly,
talking with
and
each
learning to
other.
master the rhythm of combat as situations constantly change. What truly sets Card-en-Ciel apart is how
Freely,
alive it
and
feels,
challenge foes
with certain
to add
cards that
countless
actually
cards
talk
to
and
well,
react during play,
blurring the
creating a
bounds of
quirky,
reality.
living world atmosphere that makes every encounter feel personal and every run distinct within this ever-shifting digital landscape.
Got it. Thanks, Blake. Refined.
Muses begin singing when you... After clearing a dungeon, you'll unlock 10 more difficulties with Card-en-Ciel's over 300 cards, each featuring
Tales of Berseria Remastered marks the polished return of one of the most emotionally charged entries in the Tales series, arriving on Nintendo
I'm
Switch in
Ethereal,
early 2026
but I'll never give
as
up.
far more than a
Flame
simple
burns
port.
in my heart,
This
too.
full-fledged remaster
A flame
brings
I
Velvet
cannot
Crow's
quench no
unforgettable
matter
journey to handheld play,
That's the
preserving
spirit.
the heart
Don't
of the
give up
original while
just
refining
yet.
the experience
That
for
day
a
the
new
world
audience.
began to change.
You play as Velvet, a woman whose
Men
life is
and
shattered by
beasts.
betrayal
To
and
stop you.
loss.
I
And the
will
story
have my
pushes
revenge.
relentlessly into the clash
Revenge
between
for
emotion
Loki's
and
set.
reason, with her burning thirst for revenge driving a morally complex narrative that refuses to paint the world
I
in
am
simple
a
black and
monster.
white.
I
Along
am
the
a
way,
Arthurian.
Velvet is joined by a ragtag group of companions, each carrying their
Artorias.
own motives and secrets, constantly twisting the direction of the
I've
story
made my
and
choice.
deepening its
I'm
emotional
coming
weight.
with you.
On the gameplay side, the
repay you if you
remaster
don't.
stays true to the series'
But those
signature
days we
action
spent together in
RPG combat,
familial
delivering
zest by
fast-paced
evil
battles where
spirits,
flashy combos
hunting and
and
killing.
customizable
Oh,
arties let you fight
My name
exactly
is
the way you
Velvet
want.
Crow.
Is mine to hold.
I follow my own will now, and I'm going.
Coming for you, Artorias. It's not I will devour demon, Moloch, and exorcist alike.
Back to the Dawn shifts gears completely, presenting a prison escape RPG that feels like a gritty noir crime drama wrapped in striking pixel art. Set to launch on March 5th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, the game drops you into the harsh reality of a maximum security prison ruled by corruption, rival factions, and buried secrets. Rather than focusing purely on combat, the experience leans heavily into narrative, asking you to investigate conspiracies, forge alliances, and make hard choices in a place designed to crush hope. The story unfolds through two distinct perspectives, following Thomas, a journalist wrongfully imprisoned while pursuing the truth behind widespread corruption, and Bob, an undercover agent whose carefully planned mission begins to spiral out of control.
The job kept going.
Path to Tamer Town is an upcoming monster collecting and city building hybrid planned for Nintendo Switch 2, with Switch support confirmed and a release date still to be announced. The game reimagines the monster trainer fantasy by placing equal focus on building a living community where tamers and their creatures grow side by side within a shared ecosystem. You collect over 130 unique monsters known as Mokuton, each defined by their own elemental traits, distinct personalities, and branching evolution paths that influence how they function within your town. Rather than simply battling, the core gameplay revolves around development and management, assigning Mokuton to jobs that suit their strengths, generating resources, selling goods, and reinvesting profits into expanding buildings and unlocking new territory. Kingdoms return. Time-eating fruit and the ancient monster unfolds as a distinctive blend of action, RPG, and strategy, placing you in a once-proud kingdom that has collapsed into ruin. You are drawn into this shattered realm alongside the mystical fairy of time, Kronos, and together you begin the slow, deliberate process of rebuilding what was lost while uncovering the deeper mystery behind the kingdom's downfall. The gameplay is built around a powerful loop that connects exploration and restoration, sending you into 2D side-scrolling action stages, where you battle enemies and gather vital materials before returning home to construct buildings that strengthen your citizens and enhance your heroes. Every decision feeds back into the larger system, making progress in the field and growth at home feel tightly interwoven.
From a distance. Store the kingdom. And quickly attacks with dual swords.
The Adventures of Elliot. The Millennium Tales is a brand new action RPG from Square Enix's Team Asano, the creators behind Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default. And it reimagines the HD 2D visual style by pairing it with real-time combat and open exploration. You step into the role of Elliot, a courageous adventurer accompanied by a fairy named Faye, as you journey across the untamed land of Philibieldia, a world dominated by beast tribes and steeped in ancient secrets. The story begins when Elliot and Faye discover mysterious ruins connected to the Doorway of Time, a powerful relic that allows them to travel between past and present, slowly unraveling a layered narrative woven from history, danger, and discovery. Combat is fast and responsive, centered around switching between 7 different weapon types, including swords, bows, chains, and sickles, each offering its own tactical feel and role in battle.
And pull enemies closer and more. There are 7 weapon types in total on the castle walls. An adventurer, Elliot, leaves both Elliot and Faye separately, or 2 players can control them at the same time.
Elusive is an adventure exploration game with strong Metroidvania elements, developed by indie studio Chibig, known for titles like Mika and The Witch's Mountain and Summer in Mara. The game places you in the role of Zoe, a young raider following in her father's footsteps as she ventures into a massive haunted house overflowing with mystery, danger, and hidden treasure. Because Zoe and the Elusives are incredibly small compared to the surrounding world, familiar locations such as gardens, attics, and hallways transform into vast, perilous landscapes filled with towering obstacles and looming threats. Exploration blends 3D and 2D perspectives, encouraging careful movement, creative problem-solving, and constant awareness of scale as you sneak through enormous spaces.
And if you follow your heart.
Digimon Storytime Stranger is the newest mainline entry in the Digimon Story RPG series, launching globally on October 3rd, 2025, with no official Nintendo Switch version announced so far. This monster-raising, turn-based RPG sends you across both the human world and the digital world, weaving a narrative centered on a catastrophic collapse that threatens the balance between realities. As you explore these parallel spaces, you build bonds with a vast roster of Digimon, nurturing their growth while engaging in strategic, turn-based battles that emphasize planning and synergy. The story places strong focus on the relationship between humans and Digimon, using that connection as the emotional backbone for a plot that stretches across time and alternate worlds.
Go at once and eliminate Agumon.
A different time, too. I'll always keep
From this moment forward, they're to be recognized as Class A.
Under the Island is an upcoming 2D action-adventure and action RPG currently in development and confirmed for Nintendo Switch alongside PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms, though an official release date has yet to be announced. You play as Nia, a spirited adventurer exploring Seashell Island, a vibrant yet fragile land fated to sink unless its hidden truths are uncovered in time. Drawing inspiration from classic 1990s action games, the world is brought to life through colorful pixel art that frames a journey filled with exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. As you traverse varied biomes, you'll encounter dangerous caves, hostile monsters, environmental challenges, and a cast of quirky NPCs, each adding personality and texture to the island.